Hello and welcome to the first instalment of the Works lifestyle. Today we are talking to a lady who has cosmic energy, and I don't just mean in the infinite sense. It's Haylee Power, and Haylee Power has managed to simultaneously launch her own tea brand here in Cork. Now, as well as that, she's directed mindful meditations with groups of up to 200 people. She also maintains a live website and a job as a therapist, acupuncture therapist, and organises workshops in Reiki and Yin Yoga. So with over a decade's experience in health and healing, the next logical step for Haylee was to branch into teas. Teas do so much more for us than we actually realise, and to educate us on the benefits is the lady herself, Haylee Power. So thank you for calling into us today, Haylee, to talk about all things tea.
Thank you for having me here.
Not at all. I mean, at the end of the day, we do go way back.
Yeah.
We originally met probably about 12 years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, I'd say more.
Probably more. We won't actually say.
No, we won't
Yeah.
No.
We would have worked together, and look at us now. From the
Here we are.
From the Raven
We've
to
arrived.
the tabletop, same tabletop. Okay. So now I would like to talk to you a little bit about your background first. And your background is in health. It's in, I suppose, holistic therapy. Tell us a little bit about that and how you evolved your original business of holistic therapy to blending teas.
Sure. So my background is traditional Chinese medicine, so that would have been acupuncture. So I would have started off learning acupuncture in my mid-20s. And with acupuncture, it wasn't just acupuncture, it was also Chinese herbal medicine. So I learned both modalities at the same time, and I just focused on the acupuncture, being honest about it, even though I had to do the herbal exams and everything. And a while later, it came around again for me. I suppose I started looking into Western herbal medicine as well. Chinese can be, you know, there's some really out there herbs, and I don't feel that they were that necessary. So, I mean, most of the stuff we need grows in our back garden, a lot of it.
So this was more of a kind of a serendipity that you, I suppose, stumbled into herbalism because of your background.
I had to do it through the course.
Okay. So this wasn't a conscious decision. It was something that I suppose naturally evolved for you as well.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic.
All happened organically.
And so I suppose really the holistic therapy to blending teas, you've talked us through that process and the difficulties that you have encountered, let's say, from branching out for something very, very different but still related. So I suppose, what was the first thing you did to secure your brand, your step into blending tea? How did you start that? Did you launch a website? Did you start packing? How did you go door to door knocking to businesses?
No, I think it was firstly once I discovered from just having herbs and through my Western herbal medicine course, which I'm doing recently, which I have been doing recently. I just was playing around, and it was like, this is really good, try that there, this is really good. Nothing was really consciously done with that either. It was very much my partner, Michael Droney, who's Osho and Crawford & Co., was opening the bar. This was going back about 2 years ago, and it was the same time that I discovered, and well, actually people discovered that these tea blends were really nice, really nourishing, really good stuff. And so at the time he was opening the bar, and he came up with the kind of, let's do something different, you know.
So merged your two businesses, really, ideas.
Yeah, literally. So that's what it was. And so Osho came into fruition, and the name came with it. And then I suppose, like, you know, he had no choice in the matter. The tea bar was happening. So you walk in and you've the bar and then you have the tea bar. So you've the yang and the yin, you know, as such. So that was literally, it just all happened very easily for me. I was very blessed in that sense. And from there they grew. So people became aware of them, and it was one business. You know, I know Claire and Macus up on Good Day Deli, so they were very big fans of the tea, and it's up there as well. And yeah.
Okay, so you were very fortuitous with how the tea business fell for you.
Yeah.
Your history in, I suppose, herbalism, acupuncture, took you down this road. Yourself and your partner merged your business ideas. You had that network pre-existing already with different businesses around Cork, so that really did help. Now, we'll talk a little bit about Osho towards the end, but just getting back to teas, and we were talking off camera about, I suppose, really the nutritional benefits of teas. But why, in such a health-conscious society, aren't we reverting back to teas? Why aren't teas as fashionable as coffee? You know, what is behind all of that, do you think?
Well, I think as a nation, tea is a huge thing, but herbal teas are slightly different from black tea.
Probably because it's a part of a different culture.
It is, it's our culture, the tea.
It's more of an Asian culture.
Exactly, yeah, black tea comes from Asia, yeah, it's Assam, yeah. So I suppose I do see absolutely, especially in the last decade, herbal teas becoming, you know, very popular.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, they are, but are they as fashionable yet as coffee? No, because they haven't, I don't feel, been given that airtime. I don't feel that the knowledge is out there, and also, you know, there's the whole thing of the coffee. I think baristas are so well trained now. There's no such thing as getting a bad coffee anymore. You know, coffee is just, you got to nail each cup, and I see the love that goes into it.
Yeah.
And I think that if tea is to become a real thing, I think that it needs the same love and TLC and effort that's put into coffee.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
that's so true. And you have a ritual, as you said, that's involved in your teas, and we are definitely going to get to that as well, because it's something that I think any listener and any watcher really does need to pay attention to, and it's not just drinking a cup of tea, it's an experience with you, Haylee, and
it's the experience,
definitely we'll get to that in a minute. So what have you learned so far in setting up your own business, and what would be the main piece of advice for somebody beginning their own business endeavours in Cork?
Well, I think the last year, 2 years, when it all happened very easily up until they got onto the shelves in Osho, and then it started becoming real. And so the last year or two has been what not to do, to be honest, about it. But it's, look, it's how I learned, and here I'm still standing today, and I'm still pre-launch, to be honest. So retail coming in the next few months. But my advice, I think, that I would firstly be giving myself is just believe in yourself. Absolutely, you need to believe in yourself. Trust, self-confidence, absolutely. Without those ingredients, you know, you're not going to get very far. So that's the real work, I think, at the beginning. You gotta, if it's your product and your brand, that's how it's gotta roll out with your belief, you in the driver's seat and you focused. And I think, you know, I didn't lose sight of the vision I had. You know, there was, you know, it was trying to get the finance, and oh my God, I need to do this, and okay, how much is that? And the website's this much, and retail boxes, what? You can only buy 10,000 at a time if you're going to do a cost right. So they were all things that I met and had to figure out. But I think the main thing is just what are you wanting from it? You know, is it, you know, I just want to have a bit of fun. I want doors to open. I want people to know of the health benefits, absolutely, of how therapeutic the teas can be. You know,
impart your happiness through your business.
Yeah, until while I'm still loving it and positive, I'm going to keep going, you know.
And make a few bucks, obviously.
And make a few quid.
Yeah. So tell us, what are the most important supports that need to be put in place for a startup business like yours?
Well, I think the people around you, although tea isn't mentioned that much now anymore at home because there may be an eye roll. Fair enough, it's been a few years. What do you think of this? But I would think just, you know, I think financial support obviously is a really big thing when you know where you're at and what you're needing. And I think just other people who have been there before you, who've walked the path before you, and who are at the other side over the bridge, you know, to give a helping hand and to say, hey, this way, keep going.
And
hey, talk to this person.
Self-belief that you
and
talked
keep
about as
going.
well. Yeah.
And look, if you're having a bad day, then so be it. Go and take a nap, or go for a walk, or bring your dogs for a run. You know, don't give up. Just come away from it, because I think, you know, when you're having a bad day and things aren't going, we can get stuck in and more stuck in and more stuck in, but not going in quite the right way. So I think it's good to be able to detach from it, because I think once you have a product and you're self-employed, it's very easy to get stuck in momentum no matter which way you're going. So I think discipline with breaks as well is important, you know.
That's a very good tip, actually, for anybody who's trying to get started to run their own business, to be able to give yourself a break.
Come away if it's not working, you know, if you're having a bad day, come away, get yourself back into a good mood, have some tea, do your affirmation, and then go again.
Fantastic advice. I have to agree with you there, and we'll be getting into that now very shortly. Just before we do talk about Osho's and the ritual that's involved with the Haylee Power teas and how it is a luxury brand, marketing has gone from billboards to bloggers literally in the past 30 years. So how do you see marketing in the next 10 years, and particularly the marketing tactics that you're going to utilize to spread Haylee Power teas around Ireland?
Well, I
suppose there's two parts to that question.
Which part will I answer first?
I think definitely, how do you envision the marketing tactics, and then going, and then how are you going to utilize those for your tea?
Well, it is all online, isn't it, really? It's Instagram, it's stories, it's linking with other brands, it's aligning with other people, it's, maybe who's your brand ambassador, it's, you know, it's being clever, it's being conscious, it's hitting the target, it's being on point and on trend, but it's also being really authentic. And I think authenticity is what, you know, separates and differentiates brands. If you're authentic to yourself uniquely, you know, you're not going to have competition, because you're not copying anyone, and you're going and you're evolving all the time in your own identity. So I think that would be my thing, you know, keep evolving, keeping true to myself, keep asking myself, okay, what's next? What do I need to do? Is Instagram working? Do I need to, you know, do I need to get a video created? Do I need to, whatever platform or medium is available to me, I hope I'll be able to utilise it, you know.
Can you see yourself using bloggers?
Oh, I wouldn't, absolutely, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. It's just, I haven't met the right ones yet, but then again, I'm still pre-launch, so I haven't gone looking for them yet.
Okay, or celebrity spokespersons just yet, exactly. So getting on to the sale of teas in Osho, are they on par with your craft beers and your wines that are available in the bar as well?
Yeah, there have been days when the tea sales have trumped alcohol. Now that's daytime as well. Daytime trade is quieter.
Normally Monday to Friday?
And then there's been evenings when, like dry January, last week I was in there and there was about a table of 6 women came in and just had tea for the night, you know, because they were off alcohol.
So it depends again what time of the year, what time of the day,
what's going on.
That's happening. That has a big, I suppose,
impact and influence.
Yeah, definitely impact and influence on what you're doing with your teas. And tell me, the partnership that you've got going on at the moment with Osho and the other businesses on Barrack Street. So at the moment in Osho, you're able to walk in, order your tea, and obviously there's a choice of teas that we'll be talking about. Wait for your either Maizaki, your Latana, whichever takeaway you decide to get from that area of Cork, and you can actually bring it into the bar and eat it there. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people have exclaimed at, but at the same time thought that's a fantastic idea. How has that worked out for Osho?
Well, it's worked out really well. I mean, the area, Barrack Street, it's like its own community, really, and to open the doors to one another and support each other, but it's also a massive tool for promoting. But luckily everyone gets along really well, and everyone, you know, there's a mutual respect. There's a mutual respect for business, them in a business aspect as well, you know. Everyone brings their, you know, their own qualities, and I suppose we were very blessed with Miyazaki in that they really complement each other. You can get your Miyazaki and you can go and have your sake beer in Osho. So they really work, and it's been really successful for those guys. But I mean, we're a community-based society. We can get very insular. So I mean, opening doors up to one another, supporting one another, and taking the time to say, hey, what's your thing? What do you do? You know, can we work together? Can we merge? That's what life is all about, the co-creating, you know. And
well, hopefully that will be a business idea that might spread to other areas of Cork as well, not just Barrack Street.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Haylee, you have brought us in a sample of your teas, and not just a sample of your teas, but you have a little leaflet to go with your teas. You also have an area online that you are talking about in future with regards to when you do have your tea, how to, I suppose, prize your tea, how to take time with it.
And how to brew it properly, and you know, and all these things go. I think now this is just temporary packaging, but you can see the herbs in it. They will be soon in retail boxes, and I'm going to use silk pyramid tea bags. And silk pyramid tea bags, I had put forward the idea of recycled paper. I suppose like other brands have been doing. What would you say to that? Well, to each their own. I think the silk I really enjoy the feel and the texture of it. For me, tangibly, it looks good and it feels good, but it's also really enjoyable. It just adds another element to the teas.
Absolutely.
And it's still you can get biodegradable ones, so it's still sustainable. Yeah.
This is a luxury brand tea as well.
Yeah.
And it's something that you envision to not just be in, I suppose, reputable establishments in Cork, but you're hoping that it will hit the shelves of higher end stores as well.
Yeah.
Now, price point wise, how would you argue that, let's say, if your tea, 37 grams, might be worth €9-10, how would you argue that people should, and what's the value in buying that?
How they should view it?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if it's something that you value and that you've, spent a bit of money on and it means something to you, you're going to enjoy it all the bit more. I find there's a deeper level of appreciation with things that you spend more money on. That's not the reason behind it at all. It's just that's what the product is valued at. It's all organic. It's 100% organic and loose leaf sustainable. And really high grade ingredients. But I do believe that by valuing something, you're just gonna take the time and you're gonna indulge in it, and you're gonna, it's not something
appreciate it. Exactly, because I suppose at the moment, fast fashion, all of these things are a part of our culture, and we've lost that appreciation.
Exactly. This is what this is all about. Slow down, appreciate yourself, come back to yourself, You're worth giving yourself 10, 15, 20 minutes a day of you time. And I hope that these will be, used in that sense.
So last but not least, you have 4 different types of teas. Can you talk us through... 5, pardon. 5.
Okay.
Thank you.
3 bespoke.
We have the booklet here for anybody who does want to pick it up. Can you talk us through the 5 different types of tea and the medicinal benefits associated with each tea? I
can indeed. I suppose the first blend that I created was the balance blend, and I suppose when I was looking into, what am I creating and why, I looked at the people who came to me for acupuncture and I went general. I said, what's the most general thing that we as humans need on a daily basis? Balance. And the herbs, there's 5 main ingredients in it, and every single one of them has relaxing, nervine. When I say nervine, they're all good for the nervous system, in that they're calming and soothing. Also, there's something like nettle in it, which is very nourishing. It's full of iron. It cleanses the blood,
Nettle soup? Big thing down in West
Cork.
Big thing,
all the
People
grannies used to make
these.
it, and listen, absolutely. So the next one was purify. I think we all could do with a bit of purification. We all need it every now and then. So that blend, this was created, I was living down in West Cork, loving life, you know, out in the fresh air, Lough, around pine trees and that, you know, the smell of the pine trees when there's that dewiness.
Yeah,
yes. So
I've gotten that actually
I
from
need
it.
that in a tea.
Eucalyptus-y almost or something.
Yes,
yeah.
and there's eucalyptus and elderberries. So I mean that it's a very detoxifying blend, but also rejuvenating.
So
you know.
Sunday, Monday, basically.
Yes.
Sunday, Monday.
Sometimes
tea.
Tuesdays.
Sometimes
Yeah.
a Tuesday. I hear you there.
Yeah.
You've a grounding.
Grounding. So I think we live in such a fast-paced world and society that it's all like we'd be walking down the street on our phones, you know, and we kind of don't register like, am I over there in a story that I just read, or am I on planet Earth in my body, safely, securely in my body? And so that's what grounding is all about. I think we all need a bit of grounding.
Bring us
I
back
do every day.
centre.
Yeah.
And this actually, funnily enough, is the one that you recommended for me.
Yeah.
And it's the one that I enjoy the most whenever I do get the teas.
Well, interestingly, it's probably the one you need, so it's the one you'd intuitively reach for.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The next blend that we have is the Revive.
Yeah, so that's a blend. It's a real kind of one that you'd reach for if you need a pick-me-up or if you are on the go and you know you've got another meeting to go to. It's got thyme in it actually, which even if you've ever pick up the thyme and sort of smudge it and smell it, it's a revival. So that was the essence of that blend.
Very lifting. Yeah, it's very distinctive. And the last but not least is?
Blossom.
Okay, talk us through Blossom.
Well, I said, you know, the other ones came and they're all very much healing and, you know, oh, I need a bit of this or I need a bit of that. You know, sometimes we just got to say, right, that's enough is enough now. I got to shine. This is me. This is who I am. And good enough. Here I am.
So you've got a tea that gives confidence in a cup.
There it is.
I love it. And as well as that, we have got an affirmation for every tea. And hopefully when you do get this tea website up and running, the ritual that will be involved
There'll be a meditation,
would be a meditation. Talk us through that and why and how you see yourself. How long will it be?
So with the teas, the brewing situation with them is give it 10 to 15 minutes, 10 minutes, just to pull all the therapeutic properties out of the herbs, to infuse them, that's it. So to do it properly, to get the most medicinal benefits from them, you're going to go 10 minutes. So to some people, 10 minutes is a long time. So I'm giving people an option and hoping it's one that will be used. That when you're brewing your tea, you have your 10 minutes. I'll have a website that you click on and say you have your Revive tea and you're sitting down, you have your 10 minutes, you can click on and I'll be doing a guided meditation that will bring you through and you'll be revived after your 10 minutes, but it's also a tool to give people, you know, who aren't used to meditation. It's a practice.
Space in their day.
Practice and the ritual and the routine and, you know, it being a morning or an evening thing.
Fantastic. This is more than just a cup of tea.
It is. It's more than just
a cup of tea. Exactly. So you're getting a lot more than what you bargained for. Fantastic. So I think really, besides trying to enhance people's, I suppose, opinion and their, I suppose, information on teas, there's, I suppose, the last thing I could say is with regards to the future of your company. Where do you see it going?
No pressure. I would really hope that in the next few years that my brand will become a strong brand with ethical roots, Irish base, that will be being exported and enjoyed and known, and that other people are going to do really well out of this too, you know. I want to bring other people along for the ride with me.
Oh, that's fantastic. Put it out there to the universe. That's exactly what we want from this.
Yeah.
Love all around. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Haylee, for coming into us here on The Works.
Really enjoyed that.
Thank
That was
you.
great. Thank you.